Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends, nerds, as Josh would say, welcome to the DC Infinite Hour. It's been a while, boys and people.
The hour that lasts forever.
Yeah, this is, I think, our 50th show.
What?
Is it really?
Yeah. We should have more, but, you know.
Get that.
Because,
I mean...
That's still a lot of shows to have in the bag.
Yeah. I mean, over a 2-year period, right?
Almost 3, right?
Almost
We're
3.
coming up on 3, I think.
Look at that.
Is it really? Holy crap.
I think so. I have to go back and look. I don't know the exact date.
I mean, this is the most consistent thing I've done social media-wise with a group of people ever.
Yeah, I would say that's probably correct for me, too.
You know?
That's correct for me, too.
I'm proud to do it with you boys. You know?
I'm happy to do it with you, too.
You.
Let's not make it weird.
Too late. Yeah, we started October 19th, 2022 was our first unofficial show. We called it the Brad, Rob, Ahsoka Team Up, DC Team Up Special.
Okay.
Then our official
So we're coming up on, in October, I guess it'll be 3 years, right?
Oh, impressive. Real impressive.
Yeah.
Hello to the fine folks in the chat. Ezekiel, Josh from before, Shin Mattis, Kelson, Mark D. Sourdy, the Meme Team Geek. Look at that. He was there. He was there when
long-time viewer.
There, you know.
First-time caller. Long time.
That's right.
Long-time viewer.
Al, of course, the brilliant composer who put together our intro and outro. Look at this guy. Ezekiel, I appreciate that. Even my wife doesn't say stuff like that to me. So. It's a true statement. You know what I mean? Love her. But
yeah.
She's there like, oh, thank God. You know what I mean? Brad's like, I don't know what you guys are talking about.
My wife and I have at least 2 cuddle sessions a day.
Oh, jeez. This guy's just showing off now.
Yep. In the morning before she goes to work. And then when she comes home from work, we have a cuddle session.
Okay. Thanks.
It's like energizing.
Robin, are in the bathroom in the shower, like the crying game, the fetal position by yourselves.
Brad, did you take advantage of the 60% off sale?
Mm-hmm. EB Games.
I did. I bought the Batman King Kong that I reviewed there.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, that I put in with the Flash. There wasn't a lot of good stuff at mine. There was a Penguin. Like, it's all stuff I've already got. That's the thing. So I didn't really... Yeah, I couldn't really take advantage of it. But it is awesome. And I am excited to see where they're going with it. I might hit another EB Games up, though.
He got the Batwing for $84 Canadian.
Great price.
That's a good price.
Wow. That is.
Joey Gaines is asking why Hawk Girl was $38. Great question. Is it the tariff situation? Cost? Like, I can't even keep track anymore of why things are going up so much.
Or is it just that GameStop raised the price? I don't know.
Could be that. Yeah.
My Hawk Girl was more than $38. I got mine from an overseas seller. So mine was definitely more than that.
I luckily, when I caught wind that she was appearing, I called around.
Caught wind.
And that
was a beautiful analogy, Rob.
I ran across town.
But I heard through the grapevine.
Caught wind. Yeah, because people were posting on,
just the way you said
social media.
You know?
But you know what's funny is like they didn't hold it for me. So I had to drive like 15, 20 minutes to get to GameStop.
Wow. And the whole time you're like, is someone going to get her?
Yeah, exactly. And then like as I parked my car 50 feet away, not 50 feet. It was like, I was like booking it and I'm like looking at everybody. And I'm like, are you against me trying to get my figure?
Do you have
it's like when you're in Target or Walmart and you're walking to the toy section, you see like another 40-year-old guy heading in the same direction. Yeah. You're like, hey,
you should be a nerd.
Yeah.
And then you cut off like aisles just to get there faster. Yeah.
Yeah. Then you realize he was just going there for bananas.
You find someone that you know is a Hot Wheels guy, because you could tell a Hot Wheels guy usually, right? And you walk and you kind of go like you're walking and you go,
Yeah.
Walk a little faster, and they're like, and so they walk a little faster, and before you know it, you got the guy running, and he runs to the Hot Wheels, and you just go past him, and you go right to the figures. You're like,
Yeah. But that's always my favorite, especially at Target. There's
fuck
always
them
like
a little bit to be fun.
three Hot Wheels collectors fighting over the scraps. I'm the lone DC multiverse guy.
Now, when you guys go into Target, and this is same for like you guys in the chat, do you go to like the McFarlane boys aisle, or do you go to the collector's aisle first?
I go to the boys aisle first.
I don't have a Target. That's
right. Target didn't make it in Canada.
I go to the boys aisle, and then I look at what's there from McFarlane, and sometimes I've got new stuff. Usually they don't, so it's just sadness.
We gotta reframe this question. Go to the boys aisle. I don't know. Not giving the good vibe that I'm looking for.
I don't know what
action figure aisle.
Sounds like a pervert, like you're going there.
Yeah,
little boys' jeans are half off or something.
You guys go to the boys aisle?
The aisle where Transformers at the end.
Yeah, it's hit or miss, man. Like sometimes I find stuff in the collector spots, but usually it's in the regular aisle.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't really have a collector spot in my Walmart. Like, there's a spot where they used to put collector stuff down, and then no one knew about it, so they're like, "Why are we putting it here? No one knows about it." So they just put it all back in the toy section.
Hey, look, we got Brian. He works at a GameStop. The price was raised. Brian, do you know why? Was it just general price increase? Curious. We'd love to hear more of your thoughts.
That would be good.
Tony's Figs, the collector spot first, then action figure out. Okay.
I know like everyone's target's different, but because I'm a third tier store, my collector's spot is like really small. So a lot of times I don't even have DC stuff in that aisle.
Now, while we're talking about this, I think it's a natural segue into the topic of just pre-orders in general and WTF, what's happening the last few weeks with pre-orders. With anything, like it feels like everything is just being released at stores. Pre-orders are either coming up later, or are pre-orders happening? What are you guys seeing?
I mean, this whole thing with Hawkgirl. I mean, we haven't even seen any photos online like from McFarlane. So I'm hoping that they still can open up a pre-order for it, or at least an order, because sometimes they go right to cart. Because I would like, I mean, I have one, but I would like a second one to use the wings for my Hawkman. And then, I hope pre-orders continue, because finding it's not fun.
Do you think it was because of the tariffs? Like they paused pre-orders and haven't been ready to roll with them?
I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know for sure. But, I mean, they were hot and heavy for a while, and then, the tariffs hit, and then it was kind of dead silent. So
fucked everything up.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I hope it continues, because, like, for all of us, Brad especially, like, you're not in the States, so you can't get Targets and stuff. But, like, some people need pre-orders.
Yeah, I do. I don't want to have to go to the store.
Well,
when I go, there's nothing there.
I like pre-ordering, and you guys know, where do I do a lot of my pre-ordering? Either from McFarlane Toy Store or from Big Bad Toy Store. Because
sometimes eBay.
Well, and sometimes the Evil Bay,
Yeah.
Sometimes I go there. Well, I don't pre-order from Evil Bay. I'm just like, oh, an overseas seller has it now, and they're not charging an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
So I'll purchase it from there. But that's only because I'm a YouTuber, and I'm trying to stay just a little bit competitive. Like every once in a while, I want to be, in the first like 2 or 3 people to have a character up.
Yeah.
That's not how I run my channel for all my characters, but some of them, yeah. So for example, Hawkgirl, like I was like, ooh, I saw her on eBay, and I was like, well, I kind of want to get the video up like pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Because I don't get a lot of them up first, right? That's not that's not common for me anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I used to not care, and then the more you do this kind of thing, the more you care. And that's the unfortunate part.
Well, they're spending way more money trying to get
and that's why, like,
it's when competitive too, right?
Yeah, because like,
unfortunately,
when you see someone get it, like, there's like that flood of everyone's posts of, said figure, like let's say Hawkgirl in this, for instance. But like then there's the people that get it later after the wave, and it seems like nobody cares. But like I try to go on and still like it or comment about it because like that person's excited to get it, and I want to make that person feel excited because it is new to them.
Yeah, that's and honestly, you know what? If I'm gonna watch any reviews, any action figure reviews, I don't watch them before I buy a figure normally.
Yeah.
I'll watch them, I'll put up mine, and then I'll go, okay, now how many people have gotten their video up? And sometimes nobody. Usually other people have theirs up first. And I'll go, okay. So now what did they say about the figure? Like, so I've given my thoughts. Now what were their thoughts? Because I don't watch reviews before I do mine because I don't like to see other people's thoughts. I do sometimes get spoilers on Instagram because they show up on my feed, and I'll like someone will post about something they like or don't like about a figure. But in general, yeah. So it is very competitive in nature. Like whether you're taking pictures or making videos, you see other people getting their videos or their pictures up, and you're kind of like, well, I want to get mine up sooner.
Mm-hmm.
But then, yeah, you do run the risk of not seeing anything later. So that's the other time that I'll watch videos is if it's been like 3 or 4 weeks, then I'll sometimes go back and be like, now what are people saying about it?
Yeah. So I like to do my unboxing video on Instagram first. Then I read the comments. Then that night I'll do the video. Because the comments sometimes will point out things that I don't even notice or
you're so easygoing.
Yeah, because I'm so easygoing. Like I'll read a comment like, oh, I didn't think about it that way. I should mention this in my video.
That's actually a really smart way to go about it, actually, because like you can get the feedback of what people are interested in and then apply it to your video. Yeah.
Yeah, but to your point, Brad, yeah, it's a tough game we're in, right? Because we like to collect, obviously, but then we're also content creators. Yeah, and especially in the YouTube game, trying to get a video out first, it doesn't matter as much as we, you're right. Like
and it does. No, it does. It does. It absolutely does. Because some people, they watch the video. Some people, your content will really resound with them and they'll watch pretty much whatever you do.
Yeah.
And then other people, they're not really there for your personality and for your content style. They're there because they just want to see a quick early video of the figure, right? So a lot of them don't even watch the whole review.
Right.
They'll watch like half of it and they kind of click through it and they just, like they don't watch the actual packaging part and they only look at the figure when it's like sitting there, and then they'll click forward to like when it's in hand, and then they'll click forward to the articulation and they're done. So yeah, it can be important to get yours up first if you want to utilize the entirety of the crowd of people that want to see. But that being said, sometimes like my views are in the toilet compared to what they used to be. And like, so my Hawk Girl video back in the day, me getting it, amongst the first couple people putting up a video would have done a lot better than it did. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying like I'm noticing it. That's all. It's like I'm taking note that, and it's like that with a lot of stuff. Like, I'm not sure if it's because there's more content creators that are doing it now that would have.
Yeah, I feel like a little bit of that, but also it seems like
certain people, they go to different content creators. Like certain people started on my content and they perhaps as D Hunter grew, they've gone to D Hunter and he's their main go-to guy, or they've gone to somewhere else, for example. And 5 POA has grown in leaps and bounds over the last few years. So who knows, right?
I love this comment from Al. He called me the Mr. Rogers of toy reviews. Accurate. And he called you, Brad, the Triumph, the Insult Dog of toy reviews.
The triumphant insult comic dog of toy reviews. I love that.
I was gonna say, Brad, about what I love about your videos, the way you cut them together is so genius because it's unskippable, in my opinion. Like, everything is sort of flows together. So, like, it isn't like here's section 1, section 2, section 3. Everything is sort of in there, mixed together very well. And the way you edit it, it's like you don't want to skip anything because, like, you'll talk about a close up of the face, then you'll switch to articulation, go back to something else. And this is great, dude. It's just brilliant the way you edit. You could have been like a film editor, man, like the way you do your stuff.
Well, thanks. I mean, I appreciate how much you appreciate my editing. I don't edit, like, I can't do all of them like that. Like, okay, so I'm just now reviewing. I got these three, right? I got Guy Gardner, I got Mr. Terrific, and I got Superman.
Oh,
And
nice.
I've been reviewing them from Spin Master, and I didn't take any photos for it, not one photo. It's all just video footage.
Yeah.
And so, like, a lot of what people would expect to be the norm isn't going to be there, because I've got a lot of stuff to do, and then two, I'm trying to get it out in, like, I'm putting time before the photos. I still try to make the video quality, but you know, to get things out faster when it's really competitive, sometimes you have to sacrifice a few things. And so that's why each video ends up being different. Some have a lot more work and some are a lot more simple.
Yeah, I'm excited to see your review of those. It's the stuff I posted on those and Pax posted on those. Man, it's fun reading the comments, comparing the Spin Master to Mattel, the McFarlane. Like, you know, they're made for kids.
Yeah.
People still are taking it very seriously.
Yeah.
You know.
I mentioned that in my video that we're not the target audience. Like, they know collectors are going to buy some, but we're not the target audience. They want kids to play with these, and these are for kids. Like, these are better than what we would have had when we were kids, right? Like, I compared mine to the Toy Biz Batman figures from the movie. And this, I mean, as much as I have a soft spot in my heart for the Toy Biz Batman, when I look at the figure objectively compared to this one, I'm like, this is an objectively better figure than the Toy Biz Batman. And so what they're getting is these action figures that are fantastic. I mean, they're made for kids. And if we like them too, great, but we're not the target audience.
Yeah. As it should be. You know what I mean? It's great that I hope they do well at retail, you know, once they start.
The Superman movie is on track to become, they say, the biggest Superman box office movie.
I hope so. I'm not. I'm cautiously optimistic. We'll see. Speaking of which, that's another beautiful segue.
Hold on,
into the Superman trailer.
Someone asked about the McFarlane pre-orders. Yes, mine have been also on hold. It seems. I actually ended up picking up the Deadshot wave at Best Buy because I was still waiting on my orders, so I canceled my orders from McFarlane because I found it in stores. So I totally feel you. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, as you were.
Let's go ahead and watch. Now, this trailer's obviously been out for a week now, and we've all watched it. But let's watch the trailer together, and do a little reaction as we watch it. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Share my screen.
So would you guys recommend the Spin Master? Sorry, I know.
I love them. They're a lot of fun, and it's just fun buying Superman movie figures. So I guess it's a yes for me. Like, yeah, I'm really glad I bought them. Like, they are a lot of fun, you know?
Yeah. I didn't like the very 3-inch ones.
Will I display them for the rest of my life? Probably not. They'll be like a temporary summer display with especially these little ones and whatnot. But I love them, and we'll learn what if Brad loves them or not. All right, guys, I'm gonna play. Let me make sure I have the sound though. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear it.
No.
All right. Hold on. Let me reshare with sound this time. Sorry, boys. Technical difficulties.
Yeah, story of my life.
Yeah. Share tab. There we go. All right. Now give me the thumbs up if you can hear it.
Are you being serious right now?
Yeah.
You'd let me interview you as Superman.
Sure.
Ready?
Let's do it, Cronkite.
Superman.
Miss Lane.
Recently, you've come under a lot of fire for
I
what
know,
some
it's
might.
a lot of fire,
It's a
but-
lot. Today, the Secretary of Defense said he was going to look into your actions. That's funny.
My actions? I stopped a war.
Maybe.
Not maybe. I did.
In effect, you illegally entered a country.
This is how you're gonna be?
I'm not the one being interviewed, Superman. Did you consult with the president?
No.
You seemingly acting as a representative of
I
the
wasn't
United States
representing
will cause
anybody
more
except for me.
problems around the world.
And doing good.
But at this point, she's not interviewing him.
I would question myself in the same situation and consider the consequences.
People were going to die. Hey, buddy. Eyes up here.
Get him, boy.
Your choices, your actions. That's what makes you who you are.
Superman. He's not a man. He's an it. He's somehow become the focal point of the entire world's conversation. I will not accept that.
I cleaned your boots. I'll go get them for you.
You have a dog?
I find
do you
that
think,
one
boys?
shot interesting where he flies up, but then he immediately falls back down, it looks like.
I think that's a cut.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a cut. I don't think it happens in that order.
Okay.
Yeah.
It looks
Trailers
amazing.
can be really, you know.
Yeah. I just don't want them to show too much like they did for BBS.
I mean, like the whole movie? Like they did for-
Well, a lot of trailers seem to do that.
yeah. It feels like they're still showing just a little bit of it, just expanding on the scenes, right? Like, I don't know. I'm excited for it. I like what I saw. Brad, what are your thoughts, sir?
I like it. I mean, there's different. I mean, the takes on Jonathan and Martha Kent are different than what we've seen, right? Like they don't look like the stereotypical Jonathan and Martha that we're used to seeing. That being said, they're believable, at least from the small bit of footage I've seen from the trailer. I like the fact that, like, as someone who reads a lot of Superman comics, I feel like David Corenswet is doing a good job of channeling the character as best he can in a believable way. And we'll have to wait and see until the movie comes out if he really gets it. But like it looks pretty good. Yeah, I mean, I like how weird, like how nerdy Clark looks, goofy looking. Like the only thing I'm really not excited about with the movie, as I've mentioned before, is the suit. That's it. I just don't. I don't like the S, and I wish the neckline was different.
Rank the feeling you felt for this versus like the Man of Steel trailer.
It's funny because like Henry Cavill looked great in the role, and he could have done so many wonderful things that I would have liked to see, like personally. But that wasn't the story he was part of, and that story was a more adultish story. So when I first saw the Man of Steel trailer, I was very excited for it. It made me feel like Superman could be alive and exist. That was how that made me feel. But when I watched this trailer, like there is more elation. I feel more elated when I watch this one than when I watched the Man of Steel trailer. And that's not to knock Henry down. I love Henry's portrayal, but yeah, I feel more elated. I feel like I'm going to go in there and I just want to have a really good time. Like a good time. I don't want to walk out like, why the heck did they make that choice? Like I want to walk out just like feeling good, right? I want to walk out and I want to be able to look around at other people that are walking out of the theater and know that they are now remembering why Superman is the greatest hero of all time. And I think that this movie will probably do that. And so when I watched the trailer, that's the feeling I got. So I'm very elated.
Rob, same question. How did you feel with this trailer versus the Man of Steel trailer?
I honestly don't remember the Man of Steel trailer, but I mean, as you know, I was or still am a huge Snyderverse fan, but I wouldn't say that I'm a fanboy Snyderbot. I mean, I like everything related to superheroes, so I can like both camps. The suit is starting to grow on me. I still wish it was a traditional S. I think I would be fine with the whole suit if it just had the traditional S. I was very pleased with like his voice, because this is the first time we saw his voice, or heard his voice, I should say. When he leaned in and said that first line, like it's like, yeah, that's Superman. Like that's that powerful. I did love the way that Henry always projected his voice, and he felt very Superman. I know people will say that
fantastic.
He was acting as like the traditional Superman, but that was like an Elseworlds tale. Just like this is an Elseworlds tale, because I only see like the comics as canon.
Yeah, so, me too.
So take it for what you will. But I love both.
Al had a good suggestion. Let's watch the Man of Steel trailer.
Let's do it.
I mean, the Man of Steel and the BVS are two of my all-time favorite movies.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more.
Let's do it.
But I'll just say that
World's too big, Mom.
Movie.
Then make it small. Focus on my voice. Pretend it's an island out in the ocean. Can you see it?
I see it. My son was in the bus. He saw what Clark did.
You have to keep this side of yourself a secret.
What was I supposed to do? Just let him die?
Maybe.
And that's everyone's problem right there.
I have so many questions. Where do I come from? You just have to decide what kind of man you want to grow up to be, Clark. Whoever that man is going to change the world.
My father believed that if the world found out who I really was, they'd reject me. He was convinced that the world wasn't ready. What do you think?
It's simple. This is a serious and philosophical Superman movie.
Yeah.
And the trailer
it's so more epic. That's the thing, though, Brad. You know what I mean?
I think
because it's a serious and philosophical movie. Like, I'm not saying that. Like, I'm not saying that this trailer isn't good. I'm not saying that this movie wasn't good. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. But it was like a serious philosophical adult take, a grown-up take on Superman. It wasn't. I don't see the Batman of Steel and Batman v Superman as being made for the mind of a child or a family.
Right. Fair.
Whereas I see this one is to me, it's more of a fun, maybe perhaps slightly philosophical, but more of a fun family flick that we can all go and watch together, that will probably have some slightly deeper questions involved, or probably some fairly deeper ones. I mean, we got him going into a different country and stopping a war, which is a big deal, right? Should the heroes be doing that? But I think that it has one thing that the Man of Steel movie never had, and that was the bright hopefulness. I love Man of Steel, but it was not dripping and oozing with hope. I walked out of the theater loving the movie, but I didn't walk out, and I've said this for years on my channel, I did not walk out of the movie theater feeling like $1,000,000, feeling good, feeling joyful, feeling hopeful. And I feel like we will with this one, where we didn't with Man of Steel, because Man of Steel was painting a long-range picture that was just very different.
No, that's fair.
You weren't supposed to walk out of the theater feeling like $1,000,000 after watching it. And so why would I expect it to? So it's not like it did anything wrong. I just like the hopeful thing. I want to walk out of the theater feeling like, pumped, and like, man, we could do better, and the human race can do better, and this is a good example for us. You know what I mean? Like that hopeful feeling. We're not all doomed, and yeah.
Well, I agree. Like in some ways, I also like it's got to be made for kids. Superman should always be for kids first.
Yeah,
right? You take your kids to see it. Like to your point about being bright and like I couldn't take my 6-year-old, to see Man of Steel. Like I will take her to see this, absolutely. So I guess for me, I just wish in the new movie trailer made me feel more than it has so far, like emotionally. And the Man of Steel trailer, I just was so excited, and like just the trailer still just gives me chills, right? Like you said, it's philosophical, it's serious. Maybe that's why, but also the way Zach shoots a movie, the iconography, like just the visuals of that. Go ahead.
I will say that like nobody, in my opinion, beats his visuals storytelling, like the epicness, even like the opening of with the Krypton, like it was just gorgeous. But I do love how Gunn did Guardians of the Galaxy, and it felt very worldly. So I know they're friends and they feed off of each other, because there are certain shots in this that you can pull from Zach's films. It's interesting. This film is, the cinematographer is the same who worked off of The Flash. So it's going to be the same cinema of like vibe, I guess.
And I love The Flash, the way it was shot. I love the cinematography of it. And like I think also the Guardians trailers never did anything for me, but then the movie I loved all of them.
Yeah,
like the first one was just so great. So,
but I'm the type of person that like, even if the film gets hated by a group of people, I will probably still find something that I like about it. Same with like I enjoyed Birds of Prey. I thought it was or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I've seen that twice.
It was a good movie. I liked
the emancipation of one Harley Quinn or whatever.
Yeah. So I mean, there's something for everyone. I mean, I don't think you have to either be like in the Zach camp or the James camp. I think you can like both.
It is funny, the conversation.
Careful, you're going to upset someone.
Well, that's the thing, right? Because
you're going to upset someone. You're going to accept the Snyder purists who think everything else is trash.
Well, the hard part for those purists, right? The Man of Steel was their first and maybe only exposure to Superman, right?
Some of them.
Right. So they're basing everything they know, like the same way with Christopher Reeve for us, right? Then later on, we got into the comic books and all the other media. But yeah, it is going from Man of Steel to this vibe is jarring, right? If you're a Man of Steel, you know, that's the only Superman you've ever loved. And then you're watching.
Just like, I mean, people love the Christopher Nolan's trilogy. I love it too. Don't get me wrong, but I do not see his movies as Batman. I feel like they're like great action flicks, but they're not very Batman-like. I like The Dark Knight is still one of my all-time favorite movies, but it's hard for me to see Batman acting that way because he's got the suit and stuff, and it feels very like militant technology, and I just don't feel Batman's that way in my Batman.
Yeah. I take the thing is though, like I try to take every movie universe for what it is, right? It was sad to see Zack Snyder's movie universe get turned so upside down, and you had these really great movies, and then you had the movies that were pretty good as well, like really good, but they didn't really connect to the original vision and the original tone of Man of Steel and the ultimate cut of Batman v Superman, and then later the Snyder cut of Justice League. They didn't really connect to the same tone. Like Wonder Woman, it could be argued that the first Wonder Woman movie connects pretty well.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, Shazam and both Shazam movies didn't connect very well. The first Aquaman was kind of on the verge, like it was on the edge, so it still, felt like it was okay to be connected to it. But by the second one, didn't connect at all. Didn't feel like it was connected in any way.
Yeah,
we know it was. It's the same character, and that's because they made that change, that huge change, right?
So, how do you think they're going to connect Suicide Squad and Peacemaker season 1 into this? I mean, I guess maybe that's what season 2 is about, like a multiverse.
I feel it's very arbitrary. It's basically based on whatever James Gunn feels like.
There'll be a fourth wall breaking moment.
Yeah, that could be it.
Write it off. Fourth wall breaking moment. Yeah.
One thing Al brought up in the comments about the movie so far, it seems like there's a lot of other characters other than Superman in the movie. Do you guys bump up against that? Do you feel like there's too many characters from what you're saying?
No. Every movie has a cat. Like when I look at the cast of characters in Alien 2, Aliens. There's like a pretty big, memorable cast of characters in that movie. It's not just Sigourney Weaver. Pretty much all of the characters that she starts off with, they're all characters that like I really enjoyed. That being said, the movie was about the story first, and it follows Sigourney Weaver, so they managed to keep that golden thread. And I feel like if they've done their job right, sure, there'll be other characters in this movie that kind of establish that Superman's part of an established superheroing world, but it doesn't have to. Like, there's two reasons to have like more of these characters in a movie. You can have them in a movie because they are side characters and you're developing their stories and plots as well, or you can have them in there because they're just kind of there. And both of those things are very common things to do. And for example, if Hawkgirl and Metamorpho are not main characters, then you're not going to have them. You don't need to have a lot of exposition. They don't need as much screen time. You just need to know that they exist and they're going to be in other stuff. That being said, it's clear that Metamorpho is going to be in the movie a little bit. I would assume he plays a little bit more of a role than, say, Hawkgirl does, because he's in the jail with Superman. When Superman's getting beaten by the batons, he's there in the background with a kryptonite hand.
Yeah.
So,
and even Mr. Terrific, he seems like that work with Lois Lane and is like trying to rescue them.
Sure,
a little glimpse there, so that could be interesting.
But the movie's not about them, so as long as there's like enough about those characters, I think it's fine. Like I don't think it gets too bloated. Superman will remain the main character. I mean, they're at the Fortress of Solitude, right? Yeah. They're not at Mr. Terrific's lab or whatever,
Yeah,
So I mean, he is the main character, and I think they'll do I think that James will do a good job with that. I'm not that worried.
One thing that he excels at is a huge cast. I mean, if you look at Guardians, and all three movies, I mean, or even the Suicide Squad, it's a whole entourage of cast. But I'm not really worried about that. I think the problem people might have is like, how are people going to know of these characters? Because Black Adam didn't really do a great job explaining, these characters other than like, here's a quick runoff like sentence about them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, that could be a problem that some people have, like, who is Mr. Terrific? But that's one of those wait and see moments, right?
Yeah.
Like, we might come out of the theater going, everything was pretty much fine, or we might come out going, well, some of these things were kind of screwy. Like, because we don't know, I'm not going to poo-poo something before it's came out.
Right.
Absolutely not. And I'm not going to add to the shitting on this and not going, because if this doesn't do well, we are not getting another one for a long time. That's
I'm very excited to see it still.
I'm very excited to see it. I'm very excited to see it. All I'm saying is I don't think it's like, if you want more superhero movies, more Superman, if you want to see all these other characters in movies, then you have to question, why do I not want to go and see this movie? Am I just poo-pooing it because it's just not what I want and I'm being a little picky? Or like, is there a real legit reason why? Like, maybe it doesn't pique someone's interest, which is, I mean, that's fine, but I don't know. I feel like if people are too nitpicky and then they poo-poo the movie and don't go to it, then they're just adding to the idea that we're not going to get very many more. Like, Warner Brothers, they're hinging a lot on this movie.
I'm really curious what the Muggles think, the normies, because everyone we talk to is, we're all in this community, and everything we follow is pretty much people who have very strong opinions on this. Like my wife, she liked it. She liked the trailer. My kid, my 6-year-old, was excited to see it. But I'm curious, like, what the general public is feeling about this. Like,
my next door neighbor's a normie. He saw it and wants to go see it.
Okay,
my
that's
wife
good.
is married to me. She's not a 100% normie, but she's still pretty much a normie. And she wants to go and see it.
Okay,
so
that's good. That's a good sign.
My best friend wants to go and see it, and he's a normie. So
when Beth watched the second trailer, she's like, okay, that looks good, was her words. She is a huge Henry fan and a Snyder fan. So
is my wife. Big Henry fan.
Yeah. So she was like, okay, the first trailer was like, but the second one kind of, I think, sold her on it.
Okay, that's a good sign. I mean, again, I'm just very grateful we live in a world where we get to see another Superman movie.
Yeah, and I do like, I don't like necessarily leaning into the Donner stuff, because that was the one thing about Returns that I didn't like. But here, yes, the font, they're using the same fonts.
Yeah,
I thought the same thing. Yeah,
and the soundtrack is reminiscent, but not completely the same.
And that's what I love, because like they're not using it verbatim of the John Williams, which I think is overdone. Anytime you see Superman, same with Batman, and I'm so glad that it's complete. Like it's in the vein, but it's different, and I like that.
Yeah. I think it's important that people come out of the theater and they remember what it's like to believe a man can fly and to feel good. Superman, Superman needs to make you feel good, because that is the comics, right? Superman's character, when you read the comics, like, you're supposed to feel good when you see Superman, right? If
I do like that,
then great.
David, the way he's playing it, he's playing it like someone who was raised on Earth. Like, I love Henry, but he was very stoic, and that was by design, right?
Yeah,
very like isolated. David's got personality. His Clark Kent is bumbling. His Superman is giving one-liners.
Yeah,
I definitely like that.
Sure. Because he went to high school. He had like a regular human upbringing. He also had superpowers, right? But he still had to deal with trying to fit in and being bullied, and his first kiss, and going to prom, and all that stuff. Like, by all accounts, like, Superman is neither Clark Kent that we see at the Daily Planet, nor Superman with the suit. The closest representation we get of what Clark is actually like is when he's Clark Kent with his glasses off, hanging out with Lois, or hanging out with his family and Lana and stuff like that. And so Yeah, I think that's great. I mean, why would he act any different? The character would feel a little bit like out of place, I think, because he's so different with his powers and stuff like that. But you can't really play that off if he exists in a world where he's like surrounded by superpowered beings. Like, I'm so different. Well, actually, I'm not, because that person can fly too, and that person has powers, and that person has powers, and that person has powers. So I'm not super different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious. Well, I don't know how much they'll get into his origin, like when his powers developed in this universe. I'm curious how they're going to get Crypto. I would love if they do it right from the comics, where he was sent first in the rocket, or did Crypto arrive with him? Like, really curious to see how they handle
comics. I believe Crypto came after.
See, I thought he was launched first, but crashed later.
Yeah, he didn't land at the same time.
Right.
Well, the timing is always screwed up, right? Same thing with Kara.
Yeah. I mean, if this movie does well, you will see lots of kids running around with like blankets attached to their shirts.
Yeah. And
that's what I did after seeing Superman with Reeves.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and you know, a good sign of whether it does well is how many crypto plushies sell and how much crypto merchandise sells. That'll be huge, because Crypto in this movie is just as lovable as BB-8 or Baby Yoda, stuff like that. Like that kind of merchandise flew off the shelves. So it'll be interesting to see how fast Crypto merchandise flies off the shelves.
How fast the Baby Joey and
yeah, what the heck is Baby Joey?
Did you think the Martian Manhunter?
I doubt it.
I don't know. I just thought like he's green.
Well, if it was Baby Johnny, I'd be like, okay, maybe. But Baby Joey, because he's John Jones.
I'm thinking that like with the kaiju and the Ahsoka, the abominable.
Oh yeah,
the
Wampa.
The Wampa. Yeah, like could it be that when Lex breaks into the fortress, he lets loose these like the museum or whatever, the zoo that he has.
See, I'm really excited because I believe that James Gunn will show us all that stuff. We'll see things like Bottle City of Kandor, the zoo, the statues of his parents, like all that stuff is going to be stuff that we're going to see. Like, I'm really excited for how he handles the Fortress of Solitude.
That's going to be awesome.
I mean, he had the balls to put Crypto and the Superman robots in the movie.
Yeah. That's just all amazing.
Yeah. They're not Kellex robots. They're more like the 50s robots. They're more whimsical.
Yeah, they're the all-star Superman ones.
Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, I'm really, really excited about the movie, for sure.
All right, my friends. Well, I think we beat that up enough. Someone asked if we're gonna do reviews. Of course, we will once the movie comes out. We'll try to do it as soon as possible, depending on when we all see it.
Yeah.
But we'll try to do it that weekend. Try to do a show with our reaction to it. But exciting time, guys. We got a Superman movie coming out. But let's switch gears a little bit. Talk about Beast Kingdom. So earlier today, a few sites started reporting on some Beast Kingdom stuff showing up at a show. I think a licensing expo or something like that.
Yeah.
So let's switch over to In Pursuit of Toys on Instagram. I give them a follow, In Pursuit of Toys. And a couple of things here. Let's start off with this video of the Beast Kingdom.
Stood that up. Sorry.
I want to know what's going on with the S.
I hope they don't pull a friggin' switcheroo, because I don't think they will, because I think that's a different Green Lantern, because the one that we pre-ordered is shiny green.
Yeah.
And that's matte. Like, I'll buy that just because it's matte.
Oh, yeah, good point.
And they better not be pulling a fucking switcheroo with that Superman S. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get.
They better not. If they pull the wool over our eyes, man, I'm thinking like class action lawsuit or something like that.
Maybe they'll give you two heads, like one with like the gray and one regular, and then you can switch out the S.
That
would
doesn't
be
even
cool.
make sense on that figure. Like, it's stupid.
Yeah,
Why is it there?
Maybe it's a prototype S. They just had to put something like
Somebody
I don't
needs
know.
to push the belt down.
Yeah,
But that Batman looks great.
it's definitely got the lovable Beast Kingdom proportions.
Yes,
that we've all come to love and either loathe or hate. I love
that.
them, but
I mean, that Howl looks amazing.
Yeah, they all look great except for that stupid S. They look fantastic.
I really like the Flash. I think.
Yeah,
he looks
really
great.
pops.
Look at that face.
I wish we could see Darkseid more.
Yeah, I'm stoked for all these, but I'm really stoked for Darkseid too. He's the only one that's got cloth goods, anything aside from Batman and Superman with the capes, right?
And they've been doing really awesome. Like, I haven't reviewed it yet, but I have the Nicholson Joker with the cloth goods because Ahsoka made me buy it.
I did.
It's freaking awesome.
I told you, buddy. It's a great figure. Also, they have this. Not the best likeness. Hopefully, it's just a prototype.
Yeah.
A little gangly looking. Yeah, it's definitely a prototype because they got sticky tack holding it together.
Yeah.
Whoever didn't pay attention to the small details, though.
I do like the display base.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is really cool.
Are you sure that's not? Are you sure that's not just the Reeve base that they have that sitting on? That looks
maybe
Reeve's crystals.
I thought that was more whitish.
I've seen some do them clear like that, though. There's been multiple companies.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's not bad. I probably won't pick it up. Yeah, whoever posed that doesn't know what the hell they're doing. That's a mess.
It could have been played with, and that's why they had a sign that was like, "Don't touch."
I like it. I mean, it's definitely the Beast Kingdom style, but you know.
Yeah.
I'll probably get it just because it's Reeve.
Okay.
Yeah. Get it just because it's him. Stand it on a shelf. Call it a day.
And I think in one of the videos you could kind of see like Riddler off.
Yes, off to the side there.
Some BVS prototypes from Beast Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
Man, we are just getting tons of Snyderverse.
It's not over yet with the Snyderverse.
This day and age is an embarrassment of riches for, just DC stuff in general.
Yeah.
Like, we have this, we have Fonjoy, Mayfex, Hot Toys.
Bathrobe. Nice.
Because I would assume that this is just my luck. Like, I finally get Henry Hot Toys, and they're probably going to come out with a version 2.
That looks great.
Lex Luthor.
He does look great.
I kind of wish they casted his head in the color, though, and then painted it.
I'm excited for this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you guys order both? I ordered both.
Yes.
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no. He's got a chip on his nose.
Rob, you're gonna get this one, buddy. This is the one you're gonna get.
Don't say that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Daniel, the legendary Daniel Pickett. Also
Daniel Pickett. I never saw Daniel's posts, only these today. I've liked these posts.
You got some stills.
Did you pre-order the BVS Batman 2 from Hot Toys?
Not yet, but I'm tempted to.
Did you see the front of the box? How he's facing Superman?
Yes.
So they're probably going to make Superman. So if you get it, are you displaying both, or are you just going to display the 2.0, or are you going to do like a unmasked head?
I'll display the other one in the garage. That's where the Keaton 2.0 is being displayed.
Okay.
With the Dio.
Man, are you ever afraid of someone busting into your garage and stealing all your shit?
I mean, yes.
Don't tell anybody where you live.
Yes, absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm very paranoid because I got the Jazzing Batwing in there.
Oh, geez.
I mean, it's mounted on the wall, but it's like I got nowhere else to put this stuff. I do lock the garage every night, and then I have cameras everywhere. But yeah, it's a concern, dude. Even the shed. It's a shed. You can get into it. I mean, I have an alarm on it, but still, you know.
But I spend hours looking for 2-story sheds for you.
Oh, that's sweet.
Oh,
hours?
Tough Shed makes a 2-story shed, buddy.
I know, but then I have to get it permitted to have a 2-story shed.
What is your size?
This is a 10 by 12, so this is as big as I can go back here.
So I know where I live right now. They're like, yeah, you can have, what was it, 160 square feet or something like that.
Yeah, no.
Like it's huge now. What we can have, like they upped it to like.
But you just don't tell them. You just do it, and then when they
are your neighbors going to rat on you?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Really? You have those kind of shitty neighbors that would rat on you because you put in a big shed?
See, the problem is the way my house is.
Do you live in a fucking place that has those like a home owners association?
No, but like when you walk into my neighbor's front door, like you see directly to my backyard. So even this shed sticks over the wall, and it's not the best. It's a little bit of an eyesore for them. They weren't happy with it. It's
not their property. It's not like it's like
I know
a third story on your house or some bullshit like that. People need to keep their eyes on their own friggin' property.
If you make it more modern, would it be a problem?
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, the city, they're not. It's almost like an HOA, but it isn't. But anyways, I appreciate you guys caring so much. So that's the Hot Toys stuff. I'm sorry, Beast Kingdom. Switching gears over to our friends at McFarlane, it feels like they've been quiet.
Yeah,
without pre-orders.
I don't know what that is.
What is MOB? I see that around everywhere, and I'm like, I have no idea what the heck.
I wish Claudio was in the chat.
Yeah, where's Claudio? How dare he not watch us? What is MOB, guys? In the chat, let us know. As far as McFarlane new reveals, it's been a while, huh? Holy cow! I mean, nothing really.
Superman.
Yeah.
Which everyone has by now, except me.
The new one is in store only. Target.
I mean, I love the way this looks. I know, Brad, you're not having an emotional connection.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Claudio.
Claudio,
there he is. Oh, I'm sorry. How could we doubt you, Claudio? I apologize.
Claudio, are pre-orders coming back at some point?
Claudio, what's happening, dude? Tell us.
Just nod. Yes or no?
Yes.
He has to type into the chat, nods head yes, or nods head no.
I don't even care that what's coming. I just want to know that pre-orders are coming at some point.
Then we should field the question to him about tariffs and how that's affecting their decision making.
I don't want to put him on the spot like that.
I do. Hey, Claudio, what's going on with the tariffs? No, I'm just kidding. I guess that was it for McFarlane toy reveals.
I am excited for this. Like, I could see them doing a platinum of this with the Yellow Lantern.
Oh, you motherfucker! I didn't even think about that.
Is he wearing a ring in this one?
Apparently not.
No, this is the one before the Yellow Lantern. This is like a separate story.
You know,
is it? I thought he went straight to the Yellow Lantern and was wearing this suit.
He was wearing the suit, and then he became a Yellow Lantern, if I believe, and then switched the logo and everything. I think at this one, technically, he shouldn't have the cybernetic neck. So.
Right.
No, I'm switching mine. I got a neck in waiting.
A neck in waiting?
Well, I got a neck. I got a neck that I can pull off a different figure that fits that and stick it on there.
He says yes.
Do you do a sacrifice ceremony when you sacrifice the figure, Brad? Like you turn the lights off, light a candle?
I feel kind of shitty, but no. Yes, pre-orders will make a return. Keep your eyes peeled. Good.
Well, guys.
Yeah, I had thought about buying another Superman just to take the neck and.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm definitely. I've got a figure in waiting. I don't know where it is, but I've got one.
I need to find 2 more Icon Platinums because I need that body for 2 customs. I keep saying that I want to make customs, and then I never move forward with it. I just have a lot just open.
I got to show you something before we go. Someone had asked me to show this, so I'll show it here too. You know how that flash that came in the 2-pack with Titano?
Yes.
Where the flash had like that stupid blue wash on it, but it wasn't the whole body. The torso had a blue wash, and the arms had it down to the elbows, but not the forearms. And the legs and the crotch had the blue wash, but not below the knees. That was straight up red. I was like, well, that just doesn't work. Like he's 2 colors. It just doesn't. Like I get what they were going for, but it doesn't work. And so I took acetone, and I removed all of the wash.
Wow.
Look at how red this guy becomes.
Wow. Look at that, dude.
Yeah.
Acetone on a Q-tip.
On a cotton ball for most of it, actually.
That's like
no,
candy
it's not
red.
It's not showing up, but there's plenty of like the wash is still in, not in the light cracks on the side here, but there's plenty of the black wash in the deeper cracks, or like the blue. It was actually like a dark purplish wash. It wasn't blue.
Nice.
It just looked that way in the figure.
Sure. There's a lot of things happening in those cracks.
A lot of things. As long as it's not brown in the cracks, you're all right.
On a less fun note, we know there's been a lot of layoffs lately in the toy industry. Most recently, I think Diamond Select. Our boy Zach over at Diamond Select.
Super 7.
Yeah, it looks like he got let go. Definitely hard time for all those folks.
That makes me sad.
Like, if you ever met Zach, he is the biggest toy collector fan. Like, it's all passion for them. So definitely, thinking about those folks who were affected by all that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bum us out on that.
No, that's the reality, though. It's actually better to mention that stuff than not, because it shows that we actually notice it and care.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
It must feel like just a bag of ass to lose your job and then feel like no one's going to give you any recognition for the hard work you put in for all those years.
Yeah.
I hope that they're getting like reasonable severance.
Yeah, at the very least, and hopefully they'll be able to find, work sooner than later. But here, let's share Zach's page for a minute. For those
so with it folding completely, does that mean that all the stuff that they showed at Toy Fair is not coming out?
I don't know. It's a good question. Here's Zach Oat from Diamond. Great guy.
Yeah.
Again, he's been there forever.
Ooh, he's a man of good taste.
Yeah. So
sideburns.
Oh yeah, like someone else we know and love.
Chops. Yeah.
So shout out to our boy Zach. And yeah, DST folded completely. Man, I've been collecting DST since they took over Art Asylum, with the Star Trek stuff back in the day, and of course all the Marvel things, the DC statues they had for a number of years, and all the other great lines that they had. So
I love their Marvel line.
Yeah, it's great stuff.
I have one Diamond Select. I've got their Captain America.
That's a great figure.
I know, that's why I got it. I was like, I have to have this in my collection.
Yeah.
All right, my friends. Well, with that, we're going to wrap it up on the DC Infinite Hour. Hey, for those of you in the chat, thanks for watching.
Yes,
thanks for joining us and participating. Hope you had a good time. We will try to return to more of a regular cadence, but we do what we can here. I'm glad to at least spend some time with you guys tonight. Brad, Rob, any parting words for the audience?
No, just always wear your seatbelt when you're driving.
There it is, right?
Keep your eyes forward, hands off of the phone.
All right. Okay. I don't know.
We're all about safety here. Safety third.
Yeah.
First.
Dollars to donuts.
That's right. It's actually a new law coming out.
Pardon?
I don't know. It's a new law coming for Pennsylvania that you can't have your phone in your hand.
Really?
Yeah.
Pennsylvania sure took its sweet ass time getting there.
Yeah, Rob.
Holy shit. That's been like a lot here for like friggin' years. You can't have your cell phone.
But what I want to know is, how does it know the difference between, like, if I say, hey, do this for me versus me touching it? Like, if I crash.
I'll let you know that difference, Rob.
It's if you get caught, right? If you get into an accident and someone sees you on your phone, or an undercover sees you on your phone and you're in the car and you're holding it, then you can get in shit. Like, they don't know when you get into your accident.
But apparently you're not
unless you're in the middle of a
either.
text or something like that. Then they'll know.
Anyway. Drink your
All right,
water,
boys.
as some famous man said.
Take care, my friends. We'll see you next time on the DC Infinite Hour.
Take care.
Good night.
For real.